Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Libertina Islami. You can call me Uni or sometimes Runi. I was born in Bandung on February 28, 2006, so I am 18 years old now. I'm the youngest of the three siblings, so yeah, the baby of the family. Speaking of family, I have an awesome big brother named Giovaldi Reynalda, but I usually call him Aagio. He's the type of brother who always cook for me. His cooking is always so good, and he often invites me to watch movie together. And his singing voice is amazing. Sometimes we sing together just for fun. And then there's my older sister, Hafsah Gina Gaida, or as I call her Kakak Bunga. We argue a lot mostly about small stuff, but we always make up afterward, typical sibling things. But I know she cares about me a lot. She often takes me out, and sometimes she half treats me, especially when I'm craving something. And now about my parents, they're pretty special too. My dad is a chef and his food is incredible. It never fails to make us all happy at home. And my mom is like the superwoman in our family. She's strong, hardworking, and still manages to care for all of us at the same times. We're really lucky to have her. By the way, I live in Kopo, which is in South Bandung, if anyone's familiar with the area. I graduated from SMA Negeri 1 Margahayu, and right now I'm studying at Polytechnic Negeri Bandung. I'm majoring in computer and informatics engineering. Even though I'm in an IT field, my favorite subjects are currently Indonesian and English. Maybe because I really enjoy communication and art related stuff. However, I really hope that after I graduate, I can find a job that match my criteria and skills. Currently, job prospects in the IT field are rapidly increasing and many companies are looking for experts in this area. With the continuous advancement of technology, I believe there are many opportunities I can explore. I want to utilize the knowledge and skill I possess to contribute to the IT world so I can achieve my dream and become a part of this growing industry. As for my dreams, I want to become an independent woman who people can rely on. Another dream of mine is to be a volunteer. Why? Because I love helping others and getting involved in social activities. It's so fulfilling to contribute to something bigger than yourself. And now, let's talk about my hobbies. I have a few actually. I love drawing. Sometimes I just doodle in my sketchbook when I have free time. I'm also into acting. I've played a lead role in school dramas and I've even directed a drama project for my class and I enjoy singing too. I may not be as good as my brother, but I can carry a tune and have fun with it. When it comes to food, I'm a huge fan of cheese. Anything with cheese in it, I love it. And I can never say no to ice cream, especially chocolate. But even though I'm a fan of sweet things, there's one thing I'm absolutely terrified of, and that is butterfly. I know it's kind of weird, but I'm seriously phobic of butterflies, so if one flies near me, you'll see me running away. And now I wanna share the story of someone who's been a huge role model for me, Raden Ajeng Kartini. I read her famous book, A Letter of a Japanese Princess, which in Indonesian is Habis Gelap Terbitlah Terang, and a couple of biographies about her life. After reading them, I was so amazed by her, and that's why I want to share her story with you today. So, if you've ever seen picture of Kartini, she always dressed in traditional Javanese kebaya, looking super neat and graceful. Her hair is usually tied up in a bun, making her look calm and elegant. But don't be fooled, there's a lot of strength behind that calm appearance. Her eyes show determination and big spirit to make a change. She might look soft, but she got that inner fire. Let's break down Kartini's quality into the positive, the challenge she faced, and the things that make her so interesting. Kartini was way ahead for her time. She realized at a very young age that women were not treated equally, especially when it came to education. Back then, girls weren't allowed to go to school like boys were, but Kartini wasn't having any of that. She believed women deserve the same opportunities and rights. That's super inspiring, right? She didn't just accept things as they were, she wanted to change them. But Kartini also had to deal with some tough stuff. Even though she had these big dreams, she was still stuck in a society with strict rules for women. For example, she couldn't completely choose her own path. She ended up having to marry an older man. Even though that wasn't really what she wanted, it's sad, but it shows that even someone as brave as Kartini couldn't escape the pressure of her time. What makes Kartini super interesting is that she didn't just talk about change. She made it happen. She set up a school for girls in Jepara, her hometown. That was here back then. I feel so connected to her because I'm also involved in an organization that focuses on children's education. Kartini wasn't just thinking about herself, she cared deeply about the future of all women in Indonesia. Her passion for making a difference is what makes her such a legend. And now, here are a few cool facts about Kartini that you might not know. She was really into European art, especially painting. She even wanted to become a painter at one point. Also, even though she came from a noble family, she wasn't all about the high life. She really cared about helping poor women, especially those who couldn't go to school. And get this, Kartini was a bookworm. In a time when it was really hard for women to get books, she still managed to get her hands on reading material from Europe. Her, her this from knowledge was next level, and that's another reason why I admire her so much. So, that's a little bit about Raden Ajeng Kartini, a woman who's not just national hero but a personal hero for me. She showed that women can be change maker even when the world around them tries to hold them back. And as a woman who's also fighting for gender equality, I look up to her in so many ways. I wanna break the idea the woman should always be submissive to men. A woman can be strong, independent, and capable of making a huge impact. I hope her story inspires you just like it did for me. Okay. Now, I'm gonna talk about one of the coolest and most versatile musical instrument, yup, the guitar. The guitar is an instrument that can be played in all kinds of music genre, from pop, rock, jazz to classical, and it's not just for pros, beginner love it too. But did you know there are some really interesting facts about the guitar that you probably haven't heard before? Stick around and let's dive into it. Let's start with the shape. A guitar typical has that figure 8 or hourglass look, right? This design isn't just for looks, but it makes the guitar easier to hold while playing. Now, if you're into electric guitars, the shape can get ever more creative. Some are super sleek, while others have futuristic or sharp designs. Ever since a triangular or V-shaped guitar used by rock guitarists, yeah, these are wild. Fun fact, did you know that modern electric guitars started booming in the 1915? Companies like Fender and Gibson created some of the music iconic guitar designs we know today, like the Fender and the Gibson Les Paul. Uh, the surface of a guitar, especially acoustic ones, is usually smooth and shiny. Acoustic guitars have a sound hole in the front to amplify the sounds of the strings, while electric guitars have a flatter, cleaner look because the sounds come from their electronic pickups. Most acoustic guitars are made from high quality woods like maple or spruce. Electric guitar, they use wood too, but with added metal and electronic components. Interesting fact, some guitars are made from really unique materials. For example, there are guitars with bodies made entirely out of glass. Not only do they look super cool, but they also have a different sound compared to wooden guitars. So, what does a guitar do? Basically, you play it by plucking or strumming the strings. For acoustic guitars, the vibration of the strings are amplified by the body, giving it that rich, full sound. Electric guitars work a bit differently. They need a pickup, which converts the string vibration into electrical signal. These signals are then amplified through a speaker, making the electric guitar sound more versatile, from soft tones to the heavy distortion you hear in rock and metal. Fun fact, the legendary guitarist Jimi Hendrix was a pioneer in making electric guitar sounds more experimental. He even played the guitar with his teeth on stage. Now, let's break down the different parts of a guitar. At the very top, we've got the headstock, where you'll find the tuning pegs. These are used to adjust the tension of the strings so you can get the perfect pitch. Moving down, we have the neck, or the long part of the guitar. This is where the fretboard is, and it's where you press the string to play different notes. On an acoustic guitar, there's a sound hole in the body to enhance the sound. Electric guitars focus more on electronic, like the pickups we mentioned earlier. Fun fact, even though most guitars have 6 strings, there are guitars out there with 7 or even 12 strings. 12-string guitars are often used to create a fuller, more harmonious sounds. And I've got a few more fun facts for you about guitars. First, did you know the oldest guitar in the world comes from the 15th century? It's currently kept at the Real Conservatorio de Madrid in Spain. Next, one of the most expensive guitars ever sold was a Fender Stratocaster that belonged to David from Pink Floyd. Wanna guess the price? $3 million. And the last, this one's a bit unusual. There's a guitar with no body. It's called a travel guitar, and it's super lightweight and compact, making it easy to carry around. So that's a quick round of the guitar, an instrument that's not only super fun to play but also has a rich history and some cool facts behind it. From its iconic shape, versatile sound, to the unique guitar out there. I hope this video helped you appreciate the guitar even more. If you're into guitars or just starting out, hopefully you learn something new and feel more inspired to pick one up and start playing. And now, let me tell you about my hometown and also about a place I've always dreamed of visiting. First up, Bandung. I was born and raised in Bandung, a city often called the Paris of Java. It has this incredible charm, from its stunning natural beauty to its unique culture. One thing I've always been proud of as a Bandung native is the cool, fresh air and the lush green scenery. If you ever visit, you'll be greeted by rows of mountains that just make your heart feel at peace. Bandung is full of trendy and modern places, but it still managed to keep its traditional vibes alive. Speaking of uniqueness, Bandung is also super famous for its food. The variety of Sundanese dishes here is unbeatable, from nasi timbel to karedok and of course batagor. Everything is delicious, and you can't forget all the cheesy food here, which is my ultimate favorite, like cheesy martabak or roti bakar keju. On top of that, Bandung has this really cool fashion scene. There are so many local distro brands that are just as stylish as international ones, which is why fashion lovers always flock to Bandung for shopping. And don't forget, Bandung also has a rich history. You've got iconic spots like Gedung Sate, street lined with Art Deco buildings, and of course, the famous Dago and Braga areas, which still hold onto that old European charm. Bandung is a city that never gets boring. From natural to food, history, and shopping, it's all here. Now, let's move on to the place I've been dreaming of visiting for so long, Turkey. I really want to visit Turkey because it's packed with Islamic history and civilization. Just imagine there's Istanbul, which was once called Constantinople, a city that merged both Eastern and Western cultures. One of the reasons I'm so eager to go there is to see the historical landmarks in person. The Hagia Sophia. It was originally a crack, then a mosque, and now it's a museum. Then there's the Grand Blue Mosque. I really want to see the architecture, especially the famous blue domes that are now worldwide. Turkey is a place where you can learn so much about Muslim culture, from the way they pray to the unique traditions they've preserved over time. It's truly a melting pot of different culture, religions, and traditions, making it such a special place to visit. And let's not forget the breathtaking landscape in Turkey. In Cappadocia, you can see hot air balloons floating above stunning rock valleys. It's like a living painting. There's also Pamukkale with its natural white mineral-rich pool, looking like a winter wonderland. It's so magical, like stepping into a fairy tale. Of course, I also can't wait to try Turkish food, like kebabs, baklava, and Turkish delight. Turkey is not just about history and architecture, it's also about how they've preserved their Islamic values and Muslim culture to this day. For someone like me who advocates for equality and wants to learn more about Islamic civilization, Turkey is the perfect place to dive deep into the culture and history of the Muslim world. So, what do you think? Can you picture how awesome Bandung is and how exotic Turkey would be? Both places are unique in their own way. Hopefully, one day I can finally visit Turkey and share even more exciting stories with you all. Okay, that's a little peek into my world, my story, my inspiration, and the place I love and dream of. I hope this video helps you get to know me better and maybe even inspires you in some ways. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!